Hello, students. We are so happy to welcome you to become a part of a university that recognizes and embraces all the different cultures and people that make up our diverse community. Our faculty and staff are some of the most caring and compassionate individuals you will ever come across. But apart from this, we are qualified, willing, and dedicated to helping you achieve your goals as you navigate your academic journey. We cannot wait to meet you.
Our university prides itself in promoting diversity, and we believe that an academic institution represents a microcosm of society. So we have students, lecturers, and members of staff from all different walks of life, from different countries, races, religions, socioeconomic statuses, and a plethora of cultures. We welcome you to our family.
Welcome to a university that believes in bringing people together to make the world a better place, and advocates that when we acknowledge, embrace, and learn from people who are different to us, we are enriched.
It's so much deeper than just having different accents and different skin colors. It's about coming together to share different experiences and different viewpoints. And we welcome you to a university that affords our students that privilege. It's a privilege that can only come from being part of such a diverse university.
At USC, we believe having diverse students, faculty, and staff adds a richness to what students gain along their educational journey. Students learn vicariously as well as literally from the various encounters they have with their lecturers. This contributes to a holistic and meaningful academic experience.
Welcome to University of the Southern Caribbean, where we believe that by having lecturers and staff from different cultures, then we are better able to connect with students from different cultures, and we are also better able to provide mentorship for students from different walks of life.
At this university, you will see the benefits of interacting with faculty, staff, and peers who have different life experiences than you do, and truly understand how this is important to your holistic development.
Being exposed to different beliefs and cultures helps students evaluate their own beliefs, and by doing so, strengthen themselves as individuals.
Students at USC value having a campus community where every single student can feel a sense of engagement and belonging. We pride ourselves in having something at USC for everybody.
We encourage students from all different classes and creeds to learn from each other as we come together to achieve success. We welcome you.
I am USC.
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 We are USC.
Again, to everyone, at this point in time, I'm going to invite you to assume a position or posture of prayer as we speak to God this morning. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you, God, for life. We thank you for the ability and the capabilities that you have blessed us with this day. You have awakened us, O God, and you have brought us together on this platform. I thank you for every single student and parent and supporters who are joining this orientation this morning. I pray, oh God, that you would continue to bless and keep them. I pray, Father, that you would continue to give them wisdom and understanding as they begin this very important journey of their life, oh God. I pray that you will be with them. Father, I know that we are living in perilous times and the pandemic is swirling all around us. But Father, I pray that first of all, you would be with the students in a very special way, that you would grant them protection and safety. I pray that you would keep them, oh God, even amidst this pandemic. I pray that you would provide good health, Father, that you would keep them in perfect peace, that you would drive away fear, oh God, because you have not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of a sound mind. And so I pray, oh God, that the students this morning on this platform, and even all those who are returning, would come to this experience, Father, having a sound mind. Father, drive away anxiety, drive away fear, drive away doubt, drive away depression, oh God, and give them the peace that passes understanding. I pray, Father, that they would remember that even though they are young, Father, that they are not invincible, and that they would learn according to your word to number their days and to apply themselves to wisdom as they seek to go on this academic journey, Father. May they know that they have to choose you above everything else. So I pray that they would find the space and the time to cultivate a relationship with you. Because your word says, Father, that we can gain the whole world, but if we lose our soul, we have lost everything. So I pray, Father, that on this journey, that they would look for ways and means to connect with you through the university and through the programs of the university, through the caring faculty, oh God, that they would learn and have an encounter with you. I pray, Father, that they would remember that no matter what happens, that you will never leave them nor forsake them. Your word says that you are with them. And even as they begin today, oh Father, they are assured that you will be with them until the very end. So I pray a very special blessing upon them, that they would continue to choose you, that they would look to you. And I pray for this program in a very special way. And for all of the participants, oh Father, may your words today bring guidance, bring light and blessing as we engage in this very important activity. I pray in no other name but Jesus. Amen and amen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good morning. Jeannie, how was the night?
Well, to be honest, it was not the best night.
What happened?
It might have been a little stressful. It might have been a little bit lacking in sleep, but that's just one of the days of university. But today is where the excitement begins.
Amen. Amen.
But the thing about it is, this is part two.
Because of our orientation.
Of our orientation. You know, it all starts here.
Jeannie, let me tell you, let me be honest with you. I don't like to tell people this, but we want the students out there to understand that you will have some nights.
Yes.
Some long nights. But they are good nights. Because I count my nights based on the mornings ahead. Come on, somebody. Hey, I almost sound like a pastor there. I count my nights based on the mornings. So when I have to go through my long nights, I just think about what will happen when I complete what I am doing and I rise in the morning. What a mighty God we serve.
Yes.
And so I had a long night last night. I went to bed almost probably this morning after 3.
Oh, you're better than me. I went to bed this morning probably after 4.
After 4, so
after 4.
We are playing a race.
it has to be.
But ladies and gentlemen, school is fun.
And sleep is important. Please remember this. It is important.
It is important. And guess what? We don't do that all the time.
But once in a while, the extra mile, it may have to go.
Yes. Yes. Once in a while. And so let me take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you back to our orientation. You know, yesterday we had an excellent time. We learned plenty. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not sure how much of what you would have learned you remember. But guess what? The information is still on YouTube. You can always go back, revisit it, go through what you really do not remember so that you can have that first-hand information of what you need. Now, Jeannie, what if somebody gave me a ticket today?
A ticket?
Yeah, to travel.
Were you speeding?
No, not that type of ticket.
What kind of ticket?
I'm talking about a ticket that entails getting a suitcase and going.
Oh, okay. So you need to get packed, of course.
I need to get packed.
All right. You need to make sure you have some spending money. You need to make sure that you have your itinerary of where you have to go.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, good. I love that checklist. But what if I receive a ticket to go to a university?
A ticket to go to a university. Well, that's a wonderful thing. But in this case, your checklist would be a little different. So
okay, let me hear my checklist, because I like the first checklist.
You like the first checklist?
Because I know I just have to get my suitcase, put my stuff in, get myself on that plane and go and have fun. So what is the checklist? What is the requirement
for this ticket?
University?
Okay, so for your ticket to go somewhere, you would have need to contact the travel agency to set up and book your flight and all these things and receive your travel schedule. But in this ticket, your university ticket, you've already completed that. You would have come in, you would have signed up, you would have received your acceptance letter.
Okay.
You've been accepted and you're here with us today. So today's session is part of your checklist. It's where you learn to understand and get orientated.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I love that. You know, it's always good to have the president in the midst. Jeannie, you just have it down pat.
And today we will hear from our university's president. We'd hear him addressing us.
Nice, nice. So ladies and gentlemen who are out there, you have received your ticket. And guess what? I'm sure most of you all have packed those suitcases already. Now somebody might say, well, why do I need to pack a suitcase and it's COVID? Isn't it that learning is online? Do they really need a suitcase still?
Yes, you still need a suitcase.
With what then?
But this suitcase is a little different, you know. It isn't necessarily made out of cloth and a zipper or plastic. But this one is more of a metaphorical suitcase, right? You need to put the things you need to get you equipped for your new schooling. This is tertiary education now. It's a little bit different from what we're used to. So we are more responsible for ourselves and our own education. So you see that itinerary I was telling you about?
Yes.
You have an itinerary here at USC. It is called your check sheet.
Nice.
So it gives you the courses you need to do for your 4-year program.
Okay.
And once you follow that check sheet, you should be good to go.
Excellent.
And if you have trouble following that check sheet, you ask a tour guide, which would be one of our advisors right here.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
So
I love it.
There's somebody to guide you on your journey to wherever you're going. And in this suitcase, you're going to need to be mentally prepared, to have some good study tips, to learn your learning style, to make sure you're in class on time and in every class, to study, to look at your course online, to see what you have to do for your classes. Don't take it for granted that, yeah, you're smart, you'll get an A, it's okay. You need to put in that effort. You may think that, and then you end up with an A- and be like, well, if I tried just a little bit harder, I could have achieved a bit more academic excellence.
Excellent, Jeannie.
So
I love it
put in that effort, and it will show you in the morning. Yes.
Oh, yes, in the morning. I love it. And you know, also, I want the students to understand out there, as we talk about a little differently. The thing is, Jeannie, when I was at primary school, you know, I was a bit careless because I know that the teachers were there to just do everything for me.
And you have a first-hand experience at this too.
I have a first-hand experience.
For those of you all that don't know, Mr. Brown here was also a primary school teacher.
Oh, yes. Come on, I like how you're promoting that, Jeannie. You know, in Jesus' name. Just kidding out there. So what I'm saying is that, you know, every level that you enter, it's going to be a bit different. Now, at the tertiary level, this is where basically the roles and responsibilities increase.
Right.
And so you are now entering a stage of academic adulthood, where basically, even though the mother is there and father is there, you now have to make certain decisions on your own. You now have to be responsible, as Jeannie said, to make sure that you look at your check sheet. Be responsible to make sure that you look at the deadlines so that your assignments can be submitted. Let me give you all a secret. When I was a student, I used to go through my course outline, and basically I used to schedule my life. I used to schedule my life. So I have all my dates where I have to submit my assignments.
Right.
But on my schedule, I created my own dates.
Okay.
And my dates were usually 3 and 4 days in advance.
Okay.
And so what I will do all my assignments, Jeannie, edit all my assignments, because I didn't really have that privilege of having someone to edit for me.
Right.
I will edit all my assignments, and then I will pack my assignments in a box.
In a box, okay.
Yes, and so my assignments were put away until the lecturer says to submit.
To submit it. But guys, this is going to be a bit different for you all online. So rather than a box, put it in a folder. Put it in your Google Drive and keep it there. But don't forget that it's there. That when your lecturer calls on you for the assignment and they're expecting it to be in their inbox, oh, I did the assignment and forget to submit it. Remember to submit your assignments.
Remember to
when you do
submit
it in
your
advance.
assignments.
But we were talking about the responsibilities.
Oh, yes.
Right. They're not just academic. Although someone else may be helping you with your tuition, it is your responsibility to ensure that your finances for your university tuition is insured. Because no matter what's happening, whether it's deadlines, payments, it's up to you. It's your education. It's in your hands now. So it's up to you to ensure that it all gets done. And your support system is there to help you.
Excellent, excellent. And so those who are viewing with us today, we want to know that you're out there. Please say something to us. We welcome you to our second day of orientation. I just want to place something in the chat. Yesterday, you were given the opportunity to actually place in the chat what you will be studying here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. Today, you can place in the chat where exactly you are from.
Where you're from.
It's always good to know where you are from, because we have persons here from many different
all over the world.
Places, all over the world. For example, I am from the beautiful small island of St. Kitts and Nevis. Jeannie is actually from China. Where are you from?
I'm from right here in Trinidad.
She's from here.
It's a bit of a complicated journey, but I'm from here.
She's complicated. So we also have a place, you know, that come to Trinidad called Complication. That's the name of your hometown?
No, it's Trinidad. It's called Maracas Valley. It's actually called USC.
Valley. But Jeannie
yes, I'm from
is
USC.
a bit complicated because she doesn't know exactly if she should own Trinidad or own this place or that place. But wherever you're from, let us know where you're from. Place it in the chat so that we can give you some personal
or tell us all,
greetings.
rather.
And welcome to this second day of orientation. Now we are waiting for those persons to get your fingers together, fix them nicely, place that in the chat, say something to us as we respond to you kindly. It's always good when we can relate to each other. It's always good.
Okay, so Mr. Francis here is from Barbados.
Bibi. Yeah, Bibi is Barbados.
I believe so.
Yes, Bibi is Barbados. I'm seeing Johnson.
Mauricia is from Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, which is Trinidad.
Yes.
Okay. You know, for a moment I thought I saw Santa Claus. I have to look clearly. I'm seeing
Haley is from Belize.
Trinidad. Asta is from Belize. Very nice. Come on, people, let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're from. Shama, that's Trinidad.
That's Trinidad.
Nice. And while we wait on others to place in the chat where they're from, I'd like to say a special welcome to you. As I said to you yesterday, and I strongly believe, getting first-hand information is always important. And the place that you are at right now is a place where you will receive first-hand information so that you will know exactly what is required, what is needed as you are about to take your journey right here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. You will never regret it. I will tell you, you will never, ever regret that choice and that opportunity of a lifetime. You will never regret it. And so I would like to encourage you to be joyous and elated about your decision.
Yes.
I was, and I know Jeannie was when she took her decision. And so we are happy to tell you that it will be a good journey. I'm seeing here
Anastasia, Tobago.
Webb is from Trinidad. I'm seeing a lot of Trinidadians in the house.
I recognize a couple names from yesterday. It is great to have you all back here today.
Excellent. Now, right on our program coming up, we have with us our
a man that needs no introduction.
No, we have to introduce him.
No, we have to introduce him, but he does not need an introduction.
No, but he need it.
He need it?
Because remember, Jeannie, we know him, but persons, they might not know him.
But I'm sure that they will get an opportunity to know him. He is a tremendous guy. He has great plans for our university.
Right.
And
But wait. You said that word, big word, tremendous. Why is it tremendous?
Because
let people know. Tell the truth. Why is he tremendous?
Okay, because he displays a zeal, and not just displays, but has a hands-on experience to get and make things happen. He is, one of my most favorite traits about him is that he is student-oriented. So he puts the students first. Yesterday we mentioned that our students are the most important part of our university. They are what gets our university to function, because it's a school after all. What does a school do? A school teaches, right? But if there's nobody to teach, then what's happening?
I'm not sure.
So you guys are the most important part of our institution here. And it's great that we have somebody looking out for our interests and looking out for everything that we need.
Yes, and I realize in many, many occasions, he would have said those words.
Yes.
That, you know, he's here for the students.
In some sense, I'm quoting.
And he would have shown it. That is very good. And so what else can you say about the president, Jeannie? Because we don't want to read anything about the president. We want to tell them about the president based on our experience with the president. Now, I know the president has been visiting the associate student body members.
Right.
And he has had meetings with you all. From that point, what can you say about him?
I would like to say that he is solution oriented, yes. So whilst we may address concerns in other manners, when we address our concerns with him, they are easily resolved within the next couple of days. And that is great to hear.
Nice. Excellent. And for me, I can say so many things about this young man. Now, I usually love to say young man because I believe he's young at heart.
Yes, he is.
He's young at heart.
He tells us that he runs up Cardiac Hill.
Well, that means he's extremely young.
I mean, I'm sure the two of us at least, we struggle to walk up Cardiac Hill.
I'm not sure about the struggle. I don't know if I even will go up Cardiac Hill right now. But we understand the situation. But, you know, I'm happy that this young man would have taken the president. Dr. Carl Wilson, I'm happy that he would have taken the challenge to be here to lead. Leadership sometimes can be tough, but when you are leading and you're leading as a servant leader, it becomes extremely easy because your heart is out for everyone. Your eyes are open to see the need and see the issues around. And as Jeannie says, he always tries to bring a solution to the table. And so those persons who are listening online, he's not just a president, but he acts more like a father to you, more as a guide, more as a friend. And his aim is for you to become what you so desire. For you to enter the University of the Southern Caribbean and leave knowing that someone was there to guide the process. You can depend on him, you can trust him. And so he's the man who will speak to you at this time. So we introduce to you our president, Dr. Colwick Wilson. All the way from, I bet you don't know.
I know he's from Guyana.
All the way from the land of many waters.
The land of many waters.
You have to say that. You just have to say Guyana. All the way from the land of many waters, Guyana. Let us hear from the president of the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Well. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And after you would have listened to Jeannie and my dear friend, Mr. Brown, you must feel welcome. The introduction, the welcome from our faculty captured the idea of inclusiveness here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And those two individuals, Jeannie and Mr. Brown, who did not sleep much last night, but did acknowledge that sleep is important. They are exciting. They are an exciting part of our university's life. And you know, I appreciate them. I'm grateful for their contribution, for their leadership. Jeannie is our ASB president. And I've been around the University of the Southern Caribbean at least for 4 years. So I've interacted with leaders of the ASB. And Jeannie ranks as one of our outstanding, and history will demonstrate that she remains one of our outstanding leaders. Thank you so much, Mr. Brown and Jeannie, for your nice, kind words of introduction. Let me just say that the University of the Southern Caribbean is marching towards its 95th year here in what I call Miracle Valley. And so August 27th, 2022, this year, the University of the Southern Caribbean will celebrate its 95th year in Trinidad. And during those years, the university has excelled in a manner that has made a difference in the lives of its students, its faculty, and its staff, in the life of the community, the immediate community, and beyond. And why do I say beyond? I say beyond for a number of reasons. One, that at the University of the Southern Caribbean, we believe in being beyond excellence. We are obsessed about an excellent product. And you, as you join this family, and it is a family of the University of the Southern Caribbean, you will find that you will experience faculty who care about you, not specifically about the work that you do, but they care about you, primarily concerned about who you are, about how you can succeed. So, of course, they will hold you to the requirements of a course. They will hold you to the requirements of being a student at the University of the Southern Caribbean. But in their hearts, they will carry you. They will carry you because they care for you. They understand that this is not a factory. This is not a mill. That the University of the Southern Caribbean is a place where faculty care about their students. Now, how do I know that? I know that because I've seen it. I've experienced it in the past 6 months or so that I've been at the University of the Southern Caribbean. But many years ago, I also was a student at the University of the Southern Caribbean. It was my first degree. It was my first experience at the college or university level. And then I went on to a number of other universities, major universities in the United States of America, universities that remain very special to me. Grateful that I had the experience. But there's something unique about the University of the Southern Caribbean. The intimate interaction, engagement with and by our faculty, the friendships that you hold so dear for the rest of your life. It is amazing everywhere I go. My memories are filled with the connections that I had at the University of the Southern Caribbean. This university is like none other in those regards, because there's a bond that happens while you're a student. There's a bond that happens with your faculty, with the staff. And may I say, not in passing, but in direct focus, that our staff, it appears to me that our staff, those individuals who pull you aside, who talk with you, who care for you in a way that it's almost motherly, a care that is permanent. And that's what I'm speaking about. These elements of the added value of the University of the Southern Caribbean will remain with you not only during the years that you matriculate here at USC, but the years beyond and for the rest of your lives. I want to say that you are joining a group of over 30,000 alumni scattered across the world in almost every area of life. You can find them successful. They are leaders, they are professors, they're doctors, they're physicians, they're lawyers, they're teachers. They're doing everything that you think that could be done, and they're doing it successfully. We are proud of our alumni. We are proud of our current students. And as you matriculate here at the University of the Southern Caribbean, and when you graduate and become an alum of this impressive university, you will understand more clearly what I'm saying. But in the meanwhile, I say welcome to the University of the Southern Caribbean and at the administration, our faculty, our staff, your fellow students will always be available to be there for you. We want you to know that our care is not a perfect kind of care, but it's a persistent care. Our care is not a perfect kind of care, but it is a purposeful care. It is not a perfect kind of care, but it's a care that is relentless and it's permanent in its commitment. And so I say, I wish you all the best. And I know Drayson don't want me to say this. I know he doesn't want me to say this, but I'll say it, Drayson, I'll say it, that if at any point you have any concerns, know that the entire university is there for you. And if you need me, I am here on the campus very often, and you can find a way to reach me. I don't want to get in trouble with Drayson on this point, but I want to say that each of us, from the president to our current students, every one of us are here for you. May God bless you. May God bless your families. And may God bless the University of the Southern Caribbean. Thank you, Jeannie and Drayson, and may God continue to bless our orientation today.
And so, Jeannie, we have heard from the president of the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Yes, Dr. Colwick Wilson.
Dr. Colwick Wilson, who has broken an agreement that we made with him. You remember when I told him that, you know, I know he have a heart. He has a heart for everyone.
Oh, I remember that meeting that we had. I remember.
And we said to him, you know, it would be nice if everyone can come to you. But remember, we don't want to die so soon. So if there are certain things that persons can get, you know, done going by other persons, like the other vice presidents, directors,
or deans, or chairs, or lecturers.
It would be nice. It would be nice, you know, instead of everybody knocking on his door, because, you know, he has a big job to do as well.
And I'm sure he has a nice door, and it looks nice to knock on, but there are many other nice doors to knock on. There are many other nice people to meet, and it's great to meet our staff here and our faculty. This morning you would have seen our faculty welcome. Yes, and they made a nice production. You would have heard from all of them, and they did a nice collage at the end. It was beautiful.
So, Dr. Wilson, we are happy that you have given that open door policy.
Yes.
And, you know, you can open for 45 degrees now and again. But, you know, what I'm trying to say is that we are happy that, you know, persons would have seen the type of person you are.
Yes.
Someone who is willing to be that one, you know, even though I have a lot on my plate, I'm still going to get it done. I'm still going to listen to every student. I'm still going to ensure that every need is met.
Right.
And so those students out there, we want you to know that what you would have heard was not so much a speech that was written and then rehearsed. It was something that was given from the heart.
From the heart.
Because
well, more from the mouth, but from the heart.
From the heart. Ever since we met this guy, this is the way he has been speaking, and this has been his approach. Whether you meet him outside walking or by his office or in even faculty and staff meeting or even in ASV meeting.
You say this is how he has been ever since we've met him. But this is how he has been ever since we've met him before he became our president. He was willing, able, and to do all these things even before he became president. And now that he has become our president as of last year, he has put it into execution, and we can see his work in action.
Lovely. So, Dr. Wilson, thank you so much. And so those students who are out there, if you enjoy meeting the president thus far, you could just give us a thumbs up. You know, just give us a thumbs up. As you can see, he looks fit. And I'm sure that when you get here physically, you know, you always have some opportunity where you can race on the track. No, I'll hold the ribbon.
I'll cut the ribbon.
I'll hold the ribbon because I don't want to embarrass myself, you know, because wherever the president is, you might have a camera. And then when persons take pictures of him beating me in a race, it will be beyond embarrassment. And
Well, it's one thing if he beats you, you know. But if we have, say, Mr. Pear here. Mr. Pear was the gentleman that was exercising, looking all buff and fit yesterday up here on stage.
Yes.
If that were to happen, that would be a bit different.
Oh, yes, I know, Jeannie, I know. Don't remind me, but I know. But yes, we are moving on. And so, yesterday I would have established and I would have reminded you that one of the things about USC that I love, the engine room at USC, is where we can come together and pray, where we can talk about God, we can lift his name on high, and we can give him the praise and the glory that he rightfully deserves. And as I would have said yesterday, while this is not a church, everything about us is about Christ. So even through this orientation, we want you to understand that when you join these classes at USC, you will realize that the lectures incorporate the presence of God in the classroom, in the subject areas and everything. It's called faith and learning.
Faith-based learning, yes.
That is our job. Our job is not just to prepare you for this earth, but to prepare you for the greater and better life after with Christ himself. And so we must pause at this time and give him the praise and the glory that he rightfully deserves. And yesterday we had a powerful presentation by a student who once walked the hallways of USC and a good friend of mine, current pastor of the Barbados field. The Barbados field.
It says that he is from the East Carib Conference.
East
yes.
Carib Conference, because East Carib is Barbados and Dominica, I think. Yes.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, take my word, sister. I think I know. I hope I'm right. For the East Carib Conference, we have Pastor Jamil Blackman, who will come again and share with us a small devotional nugget. Students, I'm encouraging you to sit back, relax, allow the presence of God, to just reign over you and within the space that you're at that time. Because when we give him the praise, when we give him the honor and the glory, he blesses us and he remembers us and he takes care of us. By the way, we need him, you know.
Yes.
We need him when we are studying.
Oh, of course. All those late nights.
We need him. We need him. Students, we need him. And so we'll pause and we'll give way to Pastor Jamil Blackman.
Good morning. It is a tremendous honor to be with you again for this second day of orientation. And it is a privilege to share the Word of God again with you. This morning, we shall focus on the captioned message, Underestimating the Power of a Stream. I invite you to bow your heads with me as we pray. Our Father in heaven, we pause at this moment to recognize, Lord, that your Spirit is still real in this place, on this platform. I ask, God, that you will show us the way through your word even now. Speak through me in a mighty way and bless your people this morning. In Jesus' name, amen. It is amazing the power that can be generated by flowing water. National Geographic, in an article published Thursday, December 15th, 2011, suggests that over 1,000 years ago, ancient Romans understood the power of flowing water and built turbines, wheels turned by flowing water, which assisted in the grinding of grain to make flour. It was only after this that the concept of hydroelectricity or hydropower was conceptualized. Large wheels turned by moving water, producing hydroelectric energy to power industrial plants and homes. in a document written by the Nature Conservancy in 2015, they estimate that within the next 3 decades, many hydro dams are going to be built because persons are catching on rapidly to the power of moving water. I know how moving water operates, but I was blown away in 2011, I think it was, as I stood on the stairs of the old Cedar Hall dormitory. As the rains came and the flooding began, water flowed from the hills, coming down from where the new dormitories were being constructed. And I saw huge rocks, humanly impossible to lift, being rolled away like feathers in the wind by the water gushing down Cardiac Hill. I saw erosion to campus roads. Little streams cut their own paths through shrubbery and fields, trying to find their way to bigger streams. I saw broken bridges, flooded cars, impassable streets, shifts in building structures, and campus was rocking with DJ Power's edited composition of a news interview. Nobody can cross it. Only who can understand it cross it. Only the fishermen and the fisherwomen. Hey, the bus can swim. Right there, right then, I recognized that I underestimated the power of a stream. And so, in preparation for this morning's devotion, I started to reflect on the statement of Jesus in Luke chapter 6, verse 47 through to 49. Luke records Jesus speaking to his disciples and saying, "Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep." Let me repeat that. Who dug deep? I'm going to say it again. Who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. Verse 49. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. The SDA Bible commentary in reflection on this pericope states that the parable of the wise and foolish builders in Luke 6:46 to 49 uses flood imagery as a forceful reminder that a spiritual house cannot stand unless it is built on Jesus and his words. Those who do will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the New International Version says, when a flood came, the torrent struck the house but could not shake it. Torrent is just another synonym for a strong and fast-moving stream of water. Hear me today, as you matriculate through USC, streams will come in all forms and fashions. Do not underestimate the power of a stream. The stream of laziness will destroy your ambition. The stream of procrastination will tumble you upside down. The stream of mediocrity will erode your credibility. The stream of immorality disguised by sweet smiles and captivating offers will damage your character and your soul. The stream of achieving the bare minimum will link you with other streams, and this could possibly drown you in your academic pursuit. Hear me today. if you intend to be USC strong, you have to dig deep. Come on, somebody needs to type that in the chat. You must dig deep. For digging deep requires you to maintain focus and commitment. Digging deep causes or requires you to maintain a devotional life. Digging deep requires you to be in active service for God and humanity. Digging deep requires you to go beyond the ordinary. Digging deep requires you to ignore some things and some people. Digging deep requires you to prioritize and add some structure to your life. Digging deep requires you to dig until you find rock and establish your foundation, so that when the streams come vehemently and beat upon your house, when the torrent comes to shake your house will remain standing on the rock of ages, Jesus Christ the righteous, who is still your anchor. For the song says, we have an anchor that keeps the soul. It's steadfast and sure while the billows roll. It's fastened to the rock, which cannot move, grounded firm and deep in the Savior's love. Do not underestimate the power of a stream, because if you do, Jesus says that you would be like a man who built a house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. And the ruin of that house was great. You do not want to ruin this opportunity that you have right now. You do not want to be failing subjects and delaying your divine purpose. You do not want to experience the immediacy of the fall. You do not want great failure to be your academic demise. You do not want to ruin your life simply because you underestimated the power of a stream. So, in this quest for knowledge and dignity, with our hearts aflame, we have come, called to serve the church and society. We have joined our hands as one, as we foster friendship and unity. Hear me today. Our identity we must maintain. God before us, come on. God before us. God must be before us. Our goals in focus and great achievements we will attain beyond excellence towards the light. With truth and loyalty, we will do the right, to always honor, oh boy, our alma mater, our beloved USC, our beloved USC. Today and after today, you do not want to underestimate the power of a stream. Why? Because we are USC strong. God bless you. Do not underestimate the power of a stream.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. We just would have heard a wonderful devotion from our pastor from the East Caribbean Conference. And as we're getting into today's program, we'll be hearing from somebody who needs you, our students, to get more involved. This is a program that we will be sharing with you about helping people take the next step in their life. Right now, you guys are stepping into university life, and this is a tremendous experience. Their aim is by 2030. Their ambition is to help 10 million young people around the world to have access to economic opportunities. And this is something so important, that we help our young people to have access to the things that they need most to survive, to thrive, and to help those that come after them. We'll be hearing from Nestle. We'll be hearing from a home name staple, a name you would see in your fridge, a name you'll see in the aisles of the grocery, a name you'll see on billboards across the roadside. You'd see on billboards just driving along to school. We'll be hearing from none other than Alyssa Huggins from Nestle. After this next segment that we will hear from.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today to welcome you to the School of Social Science and the University of the Southern Caribbean for the academic year 2021-2022. I am Dr. Edward Clark, Dean of the School of Social Science and Professor of Social Psychology. I'm here to serve you and to make your experience at USC exciting, educative, and surely inspiring. To begin, let us talk briefly about your academic departments and the committed faculty who chairs these departments. First, the Department of Social Work is chaired by Dr. Glenda Hinkson, and the Department of Psychology, Behavioral Science, and Criminology is chaired by Ms. Sadia Moore. In the Department of Social Work, there are three emphases: mental health, community, and a combination emphasis of both mental health and community. In the Department of Psychology, the emphases are development, health, general, and this year we are hoping to launch sports emphasis as part of your psychology program. In the behavioral science, we have one emphasis, psychology. Now, the culture of the School of Social Science focuses on spiritual, social, and academic development. The spiritual culture of the School of Social Science is aligned with the spiritual ethos of the University of the Southern Caribbean. This means that we offer a learning environment and an education that is founded upon the Christocentric philosophy. We believe that true education is the harmonious development of the head, the heart, and the hand. Therefore, we provide you with a holistic academic experience, one that you will truly enjoy. This simply means that our degree caters to all your all-round development. The school embraces the following core values of integrity, honesty, humility, excellence, and competence. These values guide how we treat our students and how lecturers interact in the classroom. We seek to produce exceptional professionals who will rank above competitors locally, regionally, and internationally. As such, we equip you with critical thinking and analytical skills, competence in research skills, superior knowledge, and excellent content delivery. These are just some of the prestigious standards we nurture and promote in our students. Our school fulfills these objectives through Christian instructors who translate our mission and vision into daily behavior. We encourage creativity and initiative. We encourage teamwork and team spirit. We nurture excellence and productivity. We nurture an environment of moral values and spiritual growth and development. But now, I know that you are super excited to be part of our school. And we're excited about that also. So what should you expect in class? Number one, attendance is taken at every class, especially for all GATE students. If you are late 3 times for a class, then that is equivalent to being absent from class once. If you are ill and you cannot attend class, then you will need to have a medical note for the instructor of that class. You are required to read your course outline, and this is very important, and keep it throughout the semester as it provides a lot of information about the course. So what should students expect from faculty? Faculty is consistent, firm, and fair. You should expect course documents, and the leading document you should expect is your course outline. Explanation of assignments, a stimulating and exciting learning experience is guaranteed at USC. So what do we expect from you, the student? Attendance of all classes are mandatory unless there's an excuse or some permission is granted. That you participate in class activities, and that's in an interactive way. You participate in school activities such as Sports Day, and we look forward for you attending and supporting your various schools. Submission of work on time, meeting all your deadlines. And if you can't meet your deadlines, I suggest you contact your lecturer timely. We want you to manage your time wisely because you want to maximize your time here for your own personal development. And then there's some general information. I want you to know that the lowest grade to pass a class at the university is a C. Any grade below a C is is marked as a fail. There's a process to meet with the dean or the chair of your department if you have issues, and we will attend to them expeditiously. If you need to request a letter from the school for whatever reason, for example, a job, you will need to give us a time period of 3 to 4 working days to get that letter prepared and signed and delivered to you. First and second year students must visit the Advisement Center for all academic advising. Third and fourth year students will receive academic advising from the lecturers at the School of Social Science. And these lecturers will be the ones that are assigned to your degree programs. It's important that you always pay attention to your course sequencing sheet when choosing courses for a new semester. This is absolutely important so that we don't want you to choose courses that are outside of that sequencing sheet. If you're unclear about something, also ask someone from the school, such as your lecturer or your chair of your department. Do not rely on information from your friends. Get it directly from the source. I hope that this very brief introduction was clearly understood. And I must say that we look forward to seeing you in the School of Social Science, and we wish you a warm, hearty, embracing, safe welcome. Blessings to everyone.
Good morning, everyone. I know that I was introduced earlier from our host, and thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Alyssa Gint, and I am representing Nestle today under our program called Nestle Needs Youth, because we know that we need young people for our organization to thrive, okay? So my name is Alyssa Gint, and I'm from the Human Resources Department, and you will later learn more about what Nestle Needs Youth is all about. But first, I want to take you into a very important topic as you start your university journey. Oh, well, what is Nestle Needs Youth, right? So Nestle Needs Youth is a global program that aims to help 10 million young people worldwide access economic opportunities by 2030. This is a result of a statistic that we learned of where a lot of young people are either unemployed or they can't access jobs that would ideally give them the life that they deserve to be contributing citizens to the world, right? So we aim as a global company to impact 10 million young people. And of course, in the Caribbean, we also have to do our part to impact young people in the region. So our ambition in the Caribbean is to lead the youth development agenda across the Caribbean by improving youth employability while building a pipeline of future leaders in the communities in which we operate. So as you can see at the bottom of the screen, we have some flags represented. More flags will be joining soon as we aim to expand the program, but it's really for us to make contacts in each of these territories. And I mean, USC already is giving us the ability to do so because we work with these schools so much. We're able to impact young people from all over the region since the school does have a population that is so diverse. So that this is where Nestle Needs Youth comes in. And it's because I was sharing before, 2 in every 5 young people are unemployed or in a job that keeps them in poverty. And of course, we know that young people are the future, and that's just not a tagline. That is the fact, that is the truth. Eventually, older generations will die out, and we do need young people to step up and take up positions within the workplace to ensure continuity and sustainability. So I'm going to take you into a topic that we normally share. And I think that it would be very fitting for you as you start your journey into, I don't know if you might be doing a BSc, you might be doing your master's, but you're ideally starting a career as you study. And you also need to take into consideration the idea of planning and unplanning, which you will learn about as you begin your ambitions to start a successful career. So step 1, right? So the first thing that you do if you want to plan your career, or ideally don't plan your career, is exploring your interests, right? So you ask yourself things like, what am I good at? What do others say I'm good at? And you're probably saying to yourself, well, I'm already at the point where I selected the program in which I am studying in. So I kind of already know what I want to do. So there is no need to explore your interests. But it's very important to explore your interests because within that program, there may be multiple disciplines or fields or industries that could come up just from that one program, and you could still have the ability to explore and know which one really suits you best, which one you're most passionate about, which one people say that you have a natural affinity to. And you could even look at doing things like reflection, journaling. You could solicit advice from others. So maybe your classmates, your academic advisors, perhaps your lecturers could also tell you, I feel like you have really excelled in this particular course, and you should probably explore your interest in that field within the broader area. So the next thing to do is research, right? So if you know that, okay, people say I'm good at public speaking, do the research and do like a passion match to see what careers or various income streams can be generated from that interest that you identified. So it's, yes, you know that you're interested in something, but look around and see, okay, I'm interested in this. What things can I do within this particular thing that I'm interested in that can earn me an income? So considerations are Google, books, reaching out to experts who are already in the field and know about things that may be emerging in the future, industries that have not even been started as yet but might be on the horizon. You could even do a personality test to really see where you best lie. The third thing would be to get experience, right? So take it a step further and get the experience that you want. So you're in school and you might be thinking, okay, I'm a student, so this is not the ideally best time to get experience, but experience comes in multiple ways. So internships, school has broken and you need an internship, reach out to companies, go to platforms that you would be able to see of openings. So it would be the newspaper, LinkedIn, going to that company's career website so that you could see if they have any internships that you can take advantage of, right? And if you don't get an internship, because normally there are limited spots, some companies might take on like 2 to 3 people July, August vacation. You could do things like joining an NGO or community group where you get to display that skill that you are passionate about. So it counts as experience. So if you are interested in finance, you are interested in public speaking, as I was saying, public relations, you could join a community group and actively display that skill that you're passionate about, and ideally you'll be getting the experience that you need. And then you could even join a committee in your school. So I'm sure there are like multiple clubs that you could join, debate club, environmental club. You'll get the experience that you need, the exposure that you need, things that you could talk about in your interviews and put on your resumes that will help build up your portfolio and help you to ascertain if it's something that you really and truly like. Because it's one thing to feel it, and then there's another thing to actually do it. So what are the 3 areas we covered in step 1? So the first one for sure was exploring your interest. The 2 others are, see if I can see the charts. Right, so it's exploring your interest, doing the research, and getting experience. So that's the first thing that you do as you plan your career. You must explore your interest, do some research about it, and of course, take the opportunity to get some experience. All right, so we're on to step 2. So step 2 is all about succeeding now, right? And you know, people might be thinking, well, you are not in high school, but you are at university, and you'll be demonstrating to a job that you have the necessary skills to go to another level. So you might be starting your program, you're feeling despondent, you're not sure if this is what you really want to do. You might get to the middle of your program and you might recognize you don't like this anymore and you're stuck with it. So you might be thinking, what's the sense of putting effort into this thing, and I don't like it and I don't see myself doing it in the future. But of course, it's still important to do your best and succeed in that position that you are in now, because essentially to get to the next step, whatever that next step that you decide it's going to be, you need to prove to somebody that what you were doing before, you were successful at it. So just like how in high school you had to prove that you were successful to get to university, from university, you might want a job, you need to prove to that job that you were successful at university and you essentially could have done that specific thing that you were experiencing in your life at that time. So you need to succeed no matter if you like it. Make sure that you put your best foot forward, because you would be gaining skills that would take you to the next level, right? And it's not high school, but you'll be gaining a multitude of opportunities that you need to take advantage of. So foundational things that you would learn, regardless of what discipline you're going to pursue in university, there are things that you can take with you that you need to be a sponge and soak up, so that you could say that you do have that skill under your belt, even though you might not pursue it in the future. And then step 3 is be flexible. So just because you're pursuing a path doesn't mean that you're boxed into it, right? And it's all good to plan your career and know, okay, I'm going to do this in 2022, 23, and, as the years go by. But give yourself the ability to adapt and change and develop a flexible mindset, right? So you could spend 5 years in finance, 5 years in marketing, then you could decide, you don't like corporate life anymore and you want to do entrepreneurship and start your own business. And all that change doesn't mean that you're unsuccessful or you don't know yourself or you don't know what you're about, because as Gen Zs or millennials, we know that we like change. We like to constantly change. We're not necessarily going to be like our parents, got a job and they stuck with it till the age of retirement, but we like to change things up. So continue to be flexible, and remember that you own your dreams and you own your career. Nobody can chart that career course for you or what you see for yourself after university or while you are at university. It's important to adopt a flexible mindset. I know for a fact in Nestle, like I've seen people jump from marketing to finance, then I've seen the person go back to finance. So, people change and adapt and take up new skills based on their interests being changed, based on new industry trends. They might have upskilled in a particular area and they have changed what they're interested in. So be flexible. Yes, you have planned, you've done your research, but don't get yourself boxed in. So that is the end of my presentation. I don't know if anybody has any questions for me. Anybody has any questions? And just to wrap up what I shared, just some statistics also show, like in 2010, there was no Instagram, there was no WhatsApp, there was Facebook, but there was no Instagram and there was no WhatsApp. And essentially people are using WhatsApp and Instagram to make money. So that's how flexible you need to be. Some things may come up in the next 5 to 10 years that you have not even dreamt of, but it will pop up, and that's why you need to be flexible and always be ready to take up new opportunities as you start this journey at university to essentially plan your career for the rest of your life. So if you guys have no more questions for me, I will exit the meeting today, and I do wish you the best on your career journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. We have had so much so far. We have listened from one of our deans, Dr. Clark, from the School of Social Sciences, and we have also heard from Madam Alyssa Huggins. Alyssa, thank you so much for sharing those nuggets with our students. It is rather appreciative. Thank you so much, Madam Alyssa. And I know you have always been supportive. You have always, Nestle have always been encouraging the youth to rise higher. So thank you so much. Right here next to me, I have another young man. His name is Alex Davis.
Good.
How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm good.
Good. And Alex is here to share with us, or to share with you out there, understanding USC's ethos, mission, and vision. Now, Alex, are you a current student?
I am.
Okay. He's a current student at the University of Southern Caribbean as well. Tell us a little about you before I give you your space.
As Jason said, my name is Alex Davis. I am a final year criminology and criminal justice major from the beautiful, luscious island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Excellent, excellent. Now, by the way, yesterday we actually picked up St. Vincent.
I heard. I was watching.
Nice, nice. So, Alex, it's indeed a privilege to have you. And I know what you have to share with the students out there. It will be very beneficial. So I am going to give way to you so that you can speak to the students. And so again, welcome to this platform and welcome to this opportunity to share with the students. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Alex Davis.
Thank you. Good morning again, everyone. And let me just extend a warm Yushan welcome to the new students here at USC. At USC, there are several clubs, both academic and social. The presidents of all these clubs come together to make what we call the Student Advisory Council. VSAC is the governing body for the associate student body, the ASB. To aid in the development of student life at USC, holistically and all-inclusively, we ensure that your ASB works for you to bring you campus experiences that you will remember as some of the best moments of your lives. Now, we elect 2 persons to the chair and the administrative assistant post. I am your chair, and the admin assistant is Epiphany Jack. Some clubs that are here at campus are the Venada Club, the I Am Woman Club, the Star Ministerial Association Club. The functions of the Student Advisory Council are to ensure that elections and by-elections are conducted fairly, accept nomination for elections and by-elections, select polling agents, prepare ballots and electoral lists, count and recount ballots, organize and schedule opportunities for each candidate to address the electorate, organize debating forums for candidates, such as the presidential debate, and this year the vice presidential debate, post-election results, document and maintain records of ASB elections, liaise with Student Development Council and sponsors in the assessment of officer performance, and to serve written notice of requests for resignation to officers being removed from office. I just listed some functions that we do. However, as the chairman of the SAC, I am also here to encourage you, the new students, to find out about all the different clubs that we have to offer at USC and become a member. You can contact the SAC via our social media accounts. Let me get those for you. There is Facebook at usc.sac, and then there is Instagram at usc.sac. In Proverbs 11:14, it says, Where there is no guidance, the people fall, but in abundance of counselors, there is victory. Thank you for this short segment.
Excellent. We have heard from Alex.
Alex Davis, our SAC chairman.
Yes, and you know, I want the students to understand, you know, yes, we are about academics, but we also have many different clubs here that you can participate in.
For your extracurricular life and development.
Yes. So do take that opening experience. If you get that opening experience, do take it, because it helps you as well. It develops you. It makes you better. And trust me, when you are ready to enter into the job market, you will be prepared even more than those who are just given academics. So here at USC, you have the opportunity to gain academics. You have the opportunity to participate in clubs that can further develop you in terms of your team skills and
your leadership skills. And there are many more opportunities here for you.
Excellent. And of course, you know, you can further that by joining the Associated Student Body. Right here, I have the president with me. And, you know, it tells that when you participate in these things, that you know exactly what you want for yourself in the future. Because you want to develop you.
Yes.
Because the job market is rough, Jeannie.
It really is.
It's rough.
It really is.
And only the best will survive out there. You realize what is happening?
Yes.
Only the best will survive. And so USC is preparing you to be on top, and so that you can receive those on-top positions out there in the world.
Yes, and if you are interested in this, please join us this evening at 6:30 on Zoom, where you will hear more about what your Associated Student Body Government can do for you, along with more information on our clubs that are at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And if you are from an extension campus, fear not, you too can be incorporated in these clubs.
Excellent.
You can find the Zoom link information on our USC website at usc.edu.tt/VWOW. Scroll down and you will see the button to go into our Zoom room at 6:30 p.m. this evening.
Very good. Jeannie, you have that well rehearsed.
No, it's not rehearsed at all, you know. It's what they call knowledge.
Oh,
when you know things.
I love it. I love it.
It's easy.
I love it.
And that goes for your education as well, you know. If you know your work, you will never be nervous for an exam.
It becomes second nature.
Yes, exactly so. I remember the only time I've ever been nervous for an exam was when I had my physics exam. I want to tell you I was nervous. I was in the exam room, cool AC. I end up taking off my jacket and realizing, well, this is not a place for me to take off my jacket. There are many people around me. And I was so nervous. I was sweating full of ACs. And this is when the exam started. And then there was trouble with the exam. But I'm sure that these things don't happen anymore now that we are online. And the thing is, that was a hard class, but I could have done more to prepare. So the more preparation and effort you put in, hear feedback from previous students, and you will understand the work that you need to do, and it's up to you to survive and get those awards of academic excellence.
Okay, Jeannie, I think they got you. You know, I was just kidding when I said it was rehearsed, but I see you're trying to prove your point. It is well proven. It is well proven, Jeannie. Now, so ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move forward, and we always want to ensure that you hear a little about our health and wellness.
Yes, today we will be looking at, yesterday, Mr. Pell looked at the head, the heart, and the hands. Today we will be looking once again at the head, but in a different aspect. Ms. Antoine gave us some insight yesterday on the head in terms of our academics, but there's another part of your head, another part of your brain that looks at our mental health.
Correct.
And that's what we will be focusing on today, to help you understand and give you some advice and tips on how to maintain your mental health throughout your university experience, because trust and believe it will take a toll on it.
Exactly, especially now with this COVID.
With this pandemic,
and everybody is fearful, and people basically don't know what to do, how to do, what to do, when to do, what to do, how to do. It has become extremely difficult. And so we are happy to have Miss Shanice Phillip, the university counselor, who will come and share with you on your mental health. And I believe that she knows exactly the challenges that we are being faced with in this world at this time. And I believe strongly that she will present the information that will hit home. So students, I'm encouraging you, listen in, take notes, share with your friends, so that they themselves can get this royal, this rich information, and they can be encouraged further on. So, Madam Shanice Philip, I turn over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me in to speak today about mental health. And yes, I definitely want to take a moment to share some tips and tricks and some things I think that would be useful helping you manage your mental health as we go on through this semester. So I'm just going to take a brief moment and talk about some of the key things I think that often pop up for students when it comes to dealing with their schoolwork and managing their mental health. So today we're going to briefly look at stress management, time management, and self-care. I think once we have those three things kind of in lock, or we have a better handle on those three things, then you'll be able to manage your stress levels as we go on into the school semester. And at the end of everything, I'm going to share the contact information for the counseling department so you can reach out to us and seek counseling or just have some place to talk, a safe place to share if you want to. So let's get started. I have a few infographics to share that you guys will be able to take a look at. And we're going to start off with stress management. Yeah? All right. So the stress management technique we're going to look at today is a very brief one, and I think it nicely summarizes some of the things that we can do to keep our stress levels down. It's the 4 A's of stress management, and we're going to go into them today. But before we get into too much detail about these 4 A's of stress management, I just want to let you know that, or just speak on it first, that stress is something that everybody experiences. When we're talking stress management, we're not talking about the elimination of stress altogether. So that's really not something that's probable in our day-to-day lives. There's always going to be something that is causing stress. There's always going to be something that's a little annoying, something that's a little irritating, that brings those stress levels up. When we talk stress management, I want you to shift your mindset from thinking about eliminating all stress to managing your stress levels and making sure that stress level keeps in an acceptable place. So these are some of the things that we can do to make sure that we keep that stress level in a manageable place, since we can't avoid it or eliminate it altogether. So the first A of stress management is avoid. So I know I just said that we can't avoid all stress. It is inevitable. It's a part of life. However, there is a lot of everyday stress that we can simply avoid. And we can do this by taking control of your surroundings, planning ahead, rearranging things to make sure that it works better for you. So for example, let's say that you have a test coming up, or you have an assignment coming up that you really need to concentrate on, and you're trying to start that assignment, but you're in a room where everybody's talking, giggling, laughing, and that's making it difficult for you to concentrate on the work that you need to do because you're in an environment where it's not conducive to what you're trying to do. So that's what I mean, one of the things that we can avoid. You can eliminate the stress of trying to get that assignment done in that environment by simply moving yourself to another environment. So avoiding some things, you can negate some stress that way. It also says we can avoid bothersome people. So, sometimes there's that individual or group of individuals or a space where they are not the best for you being productive, or sometimes just interacting with them can be a little bit stressful for you. If possible, we can avoid those things, which eliminates an element of stress. The next A is alter. So it says if you can't avoid it, we can alter it. You can change the way you communicate, and you can change the way you operate in your daily life. So you let people know what your expectations are, and you ask them if they can alter how they treat you, and you can alter. It's basically about setting limits or setting boundaries for yourself and for other people. So this A harps on communication. It says if we communicate with other people around us and we tell them what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, then that can help us reduce some levels of stress. So let's go back to the example where you're trying to read an assignment for class or to prepare for an exam or prepare to complete an essay. You know, you need to have some time where you can use the internet, however, there's at home, but there's multiple other people using the internet and it's running so slow, you can't get to download any documents. Every time you try to refresh the page, it takes a whole 5 minutes for the page to refresh, and it's so frustrating, and you're getting annoyed and you're getting stressed, and you're watching the time running down and everything, and you're kind of working yourself up into a stressful state. We can alter that situation by communicating with the people around us. That can look like telling your family or telling the other people who are using the internet around you, hey, I have an assignment that's due. I really need uninterrupted internet access from between the hours of 5 to 6. So if you guys can limit your internet use between 5 and 6, so I can get the time to use the internet, that would be helpful. So letting people know what your expectations are. That also goes with telling people what the things that you will not accept and the things that you will accept as well, which goes a little bit more into talking about establishing boundaries. Yeah. So the third A in the 4 A's of stress management is accept. So sometimes we have no choice but to accept the way things are. Yeah? And we can use that example in terms of how we choose to navigate with this pandemic. So we can't avoid the pandemic because there's nothing that is in your control about that. We can't alter the state of the government or the rules that the government has made and how we should navigate the pandemic. So for example, you can't alter the mask wearing rule. You just have to follow that one when you're out in public and you're amongst other people. So there's certain things that you'd find yourself less stressed if you just accept it for the way it is. And this kind of comes on to, I'm sure you've all have heard the Serenity Prayer. If you haven't, you should look it up. It's a very nice idea behind of it. And it basically says that there are certain things that you're going to interact with that you can change for your better, and certain things that you can't. And the point of the Serenity Prayer is to ask for us to know the difference between the things that you can change and the things that you can't. And when you know the difference between what you can change and what you can't, you can focus on accepting the things that you cannot change and changing or adapting the things that you can. So sometimes we have no choice but to accept things the way they are. You learn to forgive our mistakes. If something has happened in the past, you can no longer go back and change it. You just learn from your mistakes. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't worry about it. Don't stress over what has already happened. Use it as an opportunity to change for the future. Forgive yourself and other people. Use your support system, which I think one of is very important as well, especially since we have been in a mostly online learning environment so far. It might be a little bit more difficult to make friends, to interact with other people, and things like that. But building a support system of people that you can turn to is also very important when it comes to managing your stress. And the last one, it says, be positive. Practice positive self-talk. What we tell ourselves as we navigate the world can become our reality. So if you keep telling yourself, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, eventually you're going to believe that you cannot do it because that is what you've been telling yourself. So you know that phrase that says, fake it till you make it? There is some truth in that. If you believe things about yourself and you speak those things as positive thoughts and speak it into existence, those things can manifest for you as reality. If you tell yourself you can do it, if you tell yourself you can manage, if you tell yourself, I am going to work hard in this course, I am going to get an A, I'm going to do well on all of my assignments, that can become the reality. And the same is for when you use negative self-talk, which is why we said try to keep your talks about yourself positive. And lastly, we'll skip there. All right. Lastly, the last A of stress management is adapt. So when we can't avoid and we can no longer alter and we can no longer accept things, or we've tried all of those things and you're still a little bit stressed out, then we move out to A. So the last A, which is adapting. This involves changing your standards and your expectations so you can deal with the stress around you. And the reason I think this one is so helpful is because it calls us to reflect and review on the mindset that we have, the expectations that we have for ourselves in that regard. oftentimes we are holding ourselves up to expectations that were set by us in the past under different circumstances, and we're still trying to meet those same requirements, but our circumstances have changed, so we can no longer meet those requirements. And then you get frustrated with yourself, you get angry with yourself, you get annoyed with yourself, you're stressing out because you're expecting yourself to be functioning at a certain level, but you can no longer function at that level because your surroundings have changed. So therein, we need to adapt. For example, let's say that you used to be a student athlete, yeah? And you were running at, let's choose a ridiculous number, 100 miles per hour. I know, ridiculous. That was your top performance speed when you ran, 100 miles per hour, and you were so proud of that. However, one day while you were running your 100 miles per hour, you stepped in a crack and you fell and you tore your ACL muscle, right? So now you've figured out, okay, that puts you out of the running race for a while. It took a few months. You had to go through some physical therapy. You had to adapt. You had to re-strengthen that muscle and regrow that muscle and let it heal and all of that. So all during that time, let's say that took about 5 months for that to happen. You weren't able to continue running and practicing to, keep your speed up. And now when you're ready to come back out and hit the field or ready to come back up and run, you start running and your coach tells you, okay, instead of your top speed being 100, right now you clocked your top speed at 90. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I dropped in speed. And you keep pushing yourself to get back to that 100. And maybe a month has passed, and instead of moving from 90 to 100, you've moved from 90 to 95. And now you're really stressed out, really annoyed with yourself, you're really hard on yourself because you're not hitting the top speed that you used to hit. And this is causing you stress because you haven't adapted your expectations. Expecting yourself to perform at the same level that you did before you got injured so soon after you've healed is an unrealistic expectation or standard. And by keeping that unrealistic expectation or standard, you are just creating an environment that is going to be conducive to stress for yourself. And that is what the A in ADAPT is all about. It's all about adjusting your standards, redefining what success means to you, so we can work with those new standards. And how that translates in schoolwork is that, especially if you've never done an online course before and you're usually so well with doing face-to-face classes, and this is your first time doing online classes, and it's a bit difficult to concentrate, it's a bit difficult to get a hand on how to take notes, it's a bit difficult to do your tests online, it's a bit difficult to ask your questions in an online forum, and you're being really hard on yourself because, I can do better than this, I can do more than this. But the reality is you're holding yourself to standards that were for a different environment. We need to redefine what success looks like in an online environment for you during a pandemic of all things. And then we're going to hold ourselves to those new goals. So those are the 4 A's of stress management. We had, let's just quickly go back up so we can see what those look like. We had avoid, alter, adapt, and accept. So now we're going to move into the next thing I think can be helpful for students trying to navigate their stress is time management skills. So time management is encapsulation of multiple skills. It isn't just one thing that you can do and be like, oh, I'm managing my time if I do one thing. It's a conglomeration, or just a jumble up of a whole lot of different things that you can do to make sure that you're managing your time. So in this presentation, I've highlighted a few of those skills that I think are key to managing your time, and we'll just briefly go over them. So, and this can help you set a foundation for your time management in the future. So first, we're going to start off with organization, right? So staying organized can help you maintain a clear picture of what you need to do and when. So the first thing of managing your time is kind of knowing, okay, what is everything I need to do? So this might mean sitting down on a Sunday or on a weekend and going through, okay, all of my course outlines, let's see all of my assignments. So I know that, okay, looking through my course outlines, so my 4 courses, I can see February is going to be a heavy month. Each of my course has 2 assignments that they want me to get done, and the deadline for those assignments is in February. So I know in February I'm going to need a little extra time to get schoolwork done because it's going to be a heavy month school-wise. It's about gathering all of the different things that you have to do into one clear picture so you can kind of see what has to be completed. And then when we find out what has to be completed, we can move on to the next time management skill, which is prioritization. So this is now looking at each of the little things that you have identified that needs to get done and assigning each of them an importance key or assigning each of them a priority. So this one would be like, okay, so I need to wash the dishes, I need to wash my clothes, I need to eat, I need to finish my assignments, I need to study for this thing. So, you know, okay, so if I have to do all of this in a day, I know, okay, well, maybe I need to study first, and then I can wash laundry, because laundry is less important at this point in time than studying. So there's a lovely little matrix that I use to help students, or anyone actually, figure out how they can prioritize their tasks. And it's called the Eisenhower Time Matrix. It suggests that all of the tasks that you do fall into 4 categories. Things that are important and urgent. So those are the things you must do first. Things that are not important, but urgent. These are the things that you can schedule on your calendar. Then there are things that are urgent but not important. And then there are the things that are not urgent and not important. So all of these 4 things kind of break down, and you can put each of the things that you've found in your when you've organized your tasks, you put each of them in one of those categories when you're prioritizing, and that can help you figure out what needs to get done when. There is, I can go into more detail about what that looks like, and I usually do when we have our Wellness Wednesdays throughout the semester. We usually dedicate one of those to discussing in more detail time management. So keep an eye out on your USC email on when the next Wellness Wednesday is. And one of those Wellness Wednesdays will definitely be dedicated to talking more about time management, and we'll go into more detail about what that looks like. But for now, on your own, you can look up the Eisenhower Time Matrix, and there's a lot of information out there about how that can be applied to prioritize your tasks. The next thing I wanted to talk about is goal setting. So our next key task or next key skill in managing your time is being able to set goals for yourself. So once we've organized things and we've prioritized on what needs to get done, we're going to set ourselves a goal. And specifically in this case, we're going to set ourselves a SMART goal. So our goal is going to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. So SMART is an acronym that is often used as a guideline on how we can define our goals. And I'll just briefly talk about it, because this is also something that we talk about in detail when we do our Wellness Wednesdays, and I go into more detail about time management. So if I go into detail about it now, we're going to be here for a while kind of talking about it. So this one basically says when you're setting a goal for yourself, it should fall within these 4 categories, or within these 5 categories, that follow each letter of the acronym. So being specific means that instead of just saying I'm going to study, we're going to be more specific. What am I studying? Yeah. How long am I studying? How much am I studying? We're going to be specific. So in my case, that might look like, when I was in school, that would look like, okay, study intro to psych. I was given 5 readings. I'm going to do 2 readings this week. I'm going to try to complete those 2 readings this week, and I'm going to do 1 reading between Monday and Tuesday. The next reading I'm going to do between Wednesday and Friday, based on how long those readings are. But basically it says get specific with your goal. Don't be very vague. And then we're going to make those goals measurable, as in how will I know when progress is being made on the goal that I've set for myself? So how would I know when I am making progress in reading or studying for intro to psych? Does that mean I'm going to look at the pages I've completed? Does that mean I'm going to tick off each time I've completed a page? Your goal just needs to be measurable. Now the next 2 letters, achievable and relevant, or relatable, because the R is sometimes interchangeable, those 2 speak on more reflective skills about your goal. So A, the achievable, says it's time to reflect on your goal and see, is this something that I can achieve with the skills that I have for myself? So, for example, let's say your goal was learning to play an instrument. Yeah, and you said you wanted to learn to play the piano. How to learn to play the piano? At some point in time, you're going to need a piano to practice on. So if you do not have access to a piano at all in any way, be it a virtual piano or physical piano, your goal then becomes unachievable because you don't have the tools or the skills needed to achieve your goal. Yeah, and then the next, the R, relevant, also calls you to reflect on your goal. It says that, is this smaller goal, this more specific goal that you're trying to achieve, is it in line with the bigger goals that you want to achieve for yourself? So if your bigger goals is completing your degree at USC, and your more specific goal right now is, let's say, being the captain or being the student lead of the ASB, is that something that is going to help you achieve your larger goal? If it is, then good, we can go forward. If not, then we need to review the specificity of our goal. And then the last one is timely, which suggests that you should set yourself a personal deadline for each goal that you create for yourself. That way you are working towards something. And when that goal is achieved, you can have a little endorphin rush of having achieved that thing altogether. So let's say I'm studying, or let's say I have an assignment due and it's just said, okay, this assignment needs to be handed in by 1 o'clock. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to get everything done by 12:30. Yeah. So then that's going to be our time management, a timeliness of things. And the last one is communication. And this speaks to being able to talk to the people around you about the plans that you're going to be making for yourself so they can help you achieve your goal. So those are some of the skills that we can have for time management, and we can go into a little bit more detail about it later on in our Wellness Wednesday. So I think I'm running out of time, so I won't be going into the rest of our time management skills, which is planning, delegation, stress management. But all of this information will be placed up on our Instagram page for the counseling department. So you can go over this in more detail for yourself, or you can join us on our Wellness Wednesday when I will go over it in more detail as well. So the last thing that I want to share with you would be the contact information for the counseling department. Just 1 second, let me just pull that up. And with this information, you can reach out to the counseling department if you are interested in booking a session with us. If you are interested in counseling, it is free for all our USC students. You don't have to pay for it, and it's unlimited. You can have as many as you want for as long as you're a student at USC. All you have to do is reach out to us either at our email address, which is counselingservices@usc.edu.tt, or you can send us a WhatsApp at our mobile number, which is 742-0018. WhatsApp only for now, please, as I don't have the ability to accept phone calls at this moment. And also all of the information that I've shared today about stress management, time management, and some of the information that I wanted to share about self-care can be found on our Instagram page. And this is our Instagram handle here, usc.cd. And you can find all of the infographics that I have shared today there. And you can take some time and go over it on your own. So that kind of brings me to the end of my presentation for today. I hope that some of the information that was shared here is useful. And I'll just leave this information here up on the screen so you can reach out to us whenever you have the opportunity. All right, thank you. Bye.
And we would have just from Miss Phillip about our head, about our mental health. She gave us a counseling nugget for our mental health of going through our academic journey. And here at the university, we will have academic trials that will test us. And she gave us many tips for us to continue to take care of ourselves and to ensure that we are having a happy, healthy time here at USC. Now, we will be heading over into our next segment, which is our on-demand webinars. Our webinars are found on our USC website at usc.edu.tt/VWOW. And when we say they're on demand, they're going to be there all the time for you to watch. But we're going to give you guys some time today to go on and watch them. I'm going to give you all what is up there. There is Transitioning to University Life. That is at 11. That one will start shortly. You guys can head over there. And at the same time, on Zoom, we will be having Supporting Your Child or Spouse Through University. This session is by our very own Dr. Clark. We would have heard from him just now. He is the Dean of Social Sciences, and he will be speaking to your support system, to your family, even to your friends, to your spouses, to your grandparents, the persons who are there to support you through your university journey. They have some advice for them. So please remember to share that Zoom link with your support system for them to log on there. They can go on and log on there right now. So head over to the USC website to find that link to send over to them. Next up at 11:45, there is the importance of academic integrity. The importance of academic integrity is a session that everyone needs to attend because it will show you why academic integrity is important, and Ms. Quintero will be your presenter there. Then you'll hear from our USC online staff, navigating USC's virtual learning environment so that we have a better grasp on how to deal with this online homeschooling situation. Following that, there will be the how to library when you can't go to the library because, well, COVID. So we're all home and we can't go to the library. But the library still has many online resources for us to use for our academic journey. So they're going to tell you about those there, our librarians. And after that, that is at 2 o'clock, I invite each and every one of you to come back this evening to our session that I myself will be hosting for you once again, but not as your host, but rather your ASB president. We'll be looking at what your student government can do for you. We'll be going a bit more into the specifics of our roles and our responsibilities and the issues that you may be facing throughout your university experience, how we can help you and how you can help us help you. For those of you that are interested in becoming an executive, please come and share your interests with us. And those of you that may not necessarily be interested, but are interested in our clubs and our extracurricular academic activities, come see us tonight where you will hear more from us. We'll play a couple of games, we'll hear from each other, we will give you guys some study tips. We have some special guests coming, guys. We would love to have each and every one of you all there. Our guests will be there to give you all some advice, some study tips to help you guide you on your university journey, particular to your degree programs. And then that is our last session for this evening, which will end about 8 o'clock tonight. You can find that Zoom link, which will start at 6:30. We'll go from what can your student government do for you into our virtual games night. So it will be the same link, and you will find that on our university website on our same orientation page, usc.edu.tt/VWOW for Virtual Week of Welcome. So right now, you can head over to see your on-demand webinars. But before we go over to that right here on YouTube, we will hear from our academic deans. The academic deans are the persons that are in charge of your school. So let me give you an example. We have the School of Business. And the School of Business has a dean, and her name is Sherry Lynn Legal. And you'll be introduced to her shortly. And Sherry Lynn is the dean for the school, and under her are her chairs for the different departments, whether it is accounting or marketing or human resources or so forth. There's a chair, and under the chairs are your lecturers. Now, the lecturers are the same thing as your teachers, and these are the persons who will be teaching you as the students. So you'll be hearing from the heads of the schools for them on your academic journey.
I'm here today, new students, in order to welcome each one of you. We are proud to have you here, and I can assure you that you have come to the right institution in order to prepare yourself for the service of this world as well as for the service to come. And so at this time, I will have to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Emmanuel, the Dean of School of Science, Technology, and Allied Health. Now, in the school, we have Department of Bio, and then we have Department of Computing, we have Department of Family and Consumer Sciences. We also have a Department of Nursing Education. Students, I just want to tell you that with all these departments we have, especially when you go into bio, you who are leading yourself into the healthcare as well as going into medicine. When you come into also computing, we have especially dynamic faculty and equipment which you'll be using to study. And I want to tell you, the faculty and staff are going to take you as their own children and they are going to train you. Let me tell you, we have experienced faculty, we have those with doctorate, those with master level, and all of them are going to be with you during your 4-year journey in USC here. Before I say anything, I would like you to know that we have chairs for each of the departments. We have the chair for bio, we have the chair for consumer sciences, we also have a chair for the nursing department, and I would like you to know your chairs and your directors so that you'll be going to them and they are going to help you. I would like once again to say welcome to each one of you. We are happy for you to join us here. We are going to take you as our own children. We are going to be closer with you and love you. And we will do anything you want us to do for you, we'll be ready to help you with that in order to achieve the aim why you came to USC. Once again, I would like to thank you on behalf of School of Science, Tech, and Allied Health. I would like to say you are welcome and you are going to be blessed by what you are going to study over here. Thank you very much for choosing USC and especially coming to School of Science, Technology, and Allied Health. Welcome, each one of you.
Hi, good day. I am Fazaduddin Hussain, big long name for a small man. I am the Dean of the School of Theology and Religion at the university. The students know me by the name Pastor Faz. My friends call me the Bishop. However, there are no bishops in the Adventist Church, but it's a biblical term meaning elder. So I consider myself an elder among the people of God. Today I bring you greetings, salutations, and well wishes from the STAR, that's Main School of Theology and Religion. Now, we are the tiniest school on the campus. Our enrollment is about 80, 90, sometimes 100. Though tiny, we have big plans with God and for God. I have seven professors, full-time professors, and several adjunct teachers. We have two programs in the School of Theology and Religion, theology, and we have religion. Most of the students do theology, and so we want to welcome you to USC. We trust that your experience here will be a successful, a prolific one. Your experience will be enjoyable. You will be satisfied with the exposure here on campus. My teachers will teach each of you. Every one of you will have to do 4 classes, general eds, that are religion classes. And those of you who are doing theology will be doing 130 and more credit hours for your program. We are glad to have you. We are here to serve you. Feel free to drop at our office in the upper room, up at the office in theology on the western side of the campus. God bless you. I wish you a successful and enriched semester. And we know you'll make good grades because with God's help, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they will help you to have great success in all your plans, all your studies, and all your projections for this school year. God bless you and have a nice day.
Welcome to the best academic experience of your life. Let me say congratulations to all of you for making the decision to pursue a degree in either humanities or education, in particular during a pandemic. This is a time when in people's lives where they are very uncertain about a lot of things. But despite all of that, you have made a decision. You have decided to brave the waves, brave the storms, and attend university. Let me say as well that your undergraduate experience will be the best of your academic experiences. You may go on to do a master's degree, you may go on to do a PhD, but none will compare to your experience in undergrad. It is the time when you get to go to classes, when you get to meet with your friends, when you get to participate in campus-wide activities. So in as much as I will tell you as the dean, do your best, get all A's, have an excellent GPA. Equally as important would be your participation in campus-wide activities, in school-wide activities, making friends, establishing long-lasting life relationships. Experiences, expectations. What can you expect from the School of Education and Humanities? You can expect experiences that will challenge you academically, experiences that will challenge you to give nothing more than excellence, experiences that will motivate you to a high standard of scholarship. You can expect to have faculty that will work with you, faculty that will mentor you. You can expect exciting clubs and societies. You can expect a wide cadre of excellent experiences. So let me say again, welcome to you, our beloved students, and I look forward to meeting you in person. I look forward to seeing a lot of you all in my offices, not to query grades, but just to see how I'm doing and just basically to establish beautiful relationships. Again, I say welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sherry Lynn Ligol, and I'm the Interim Dean of the School of Business and Entrepreneurship. You know, everywhere I go, someone says to me, one day I want to own my own business. That might sound familiar to you. If it does, it may be even you. And if you want to own your own business, you have come to the right place. In the School of Business, we prepare you to understand the fundamentals of owning and operating your own business. Or maybe owning your own business or operating your own business, maybe that's not what you are interested in. Maybe you are interested in being a CEO or managing director or an expert in accounting or finance. Then if that is you, here is also the place for you. Now, while we are here about learning quite fun and interesting things, we want to let you know that university is not just lawn life. Lawn life? What exactly is lawn life? Lawn life, you know, is when you see those lovely pictures that people sit on the grass and they're chatting with friends and hanging out. Yes. Now, university is not just about lawn life. While you are here to have fun, remember, you are here to work hard. So, welcome to a holistic experience. Welcome to the School of Business and Entrepreneurship family. Caring teachers and challenging work. Welcome to Progress. Welcome aboard to an exciting experience. Welcome to the School of Business and Entrepreneurship. We look forward to meeting you.
flame we have come, called to serve the church and society. We will join our hands as one, as we foster friendship and unity. Our identity will maintain.